I'm CK. Today we're going a little bit off subject. This is not about electronics or music or shop tools, but I've been getting spammed in my social media feeds for the last few weeks about this product, and I said, oh, okay, I'll give it a try and see how goofy it actually is. It is a little 6-inch chainsaw. Now, on Amazon, they run the gamut from $52 up to $150 some. I bought the least expensive one. They all look the same. I think they are all the same. They're just trying different price points. We'll look at it, give it a try, and see if it actually has value. Hope you enjoy the video. Let's see what we've got in here. Now, one thing I do want to point out, the Amazon product page says that the motor smoke and battery fault issue has been resolved, which means this probably won't catch on fire when we use it, which is probably a good thing. Dichong mini electric chainsaw, lithium electric, high quality motor, 10% longer motor life, 2 amp hour batteries, 50% more power, 3.6 more times more runtime. And all kinds of 30-day money back, 400-day warranty, a bunch of stuff here about the company. The company is founded to make great tools, and then a couple of regulatory emblems which probably don't mean anything, but let's open the box. This is exciting. Okay, we've got a piece of foam. Get rid of the piece of foam. Here is instructions, how to use, screwdriver, remove the pin, install the chain plate. Okay, we'll do that in a little bit. Ooh, we've got a pair of gloves that I guess they're pretending are ripstop or whatever, or protection. I don't think so. We won't use those. Here is a pair of safety goggles, which is nice. They're thinking of us. I believe when I'm using this, I'll use my Milwaukee actual ANSI. Here's the body of the chainsaw. Here's a little bag of accessories. Here's, I think, the charger and 2 batteries. I'm going to take these out and get the box ready for recycling. So let's look at the battery charger first, just for fun. Pretty much standard. It is 110 to 240, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, and it outputs 21 to 98 volts at 1 amp. That's a weird thing. 21 to 98, huh. 1 battery. It looks like a DeWalt or Milwaukee battery, but it is much lighter. The plastic seems very flimsy. Now, BH22, 12, 18, 4 watt. I'm not sure what the heck that means, but it is a very light battery. There are 2 of them, which is good. Let's look in here, in our little accessories bag. We've got a spare chain. We've got a socket wrench on a bent piece of metal to adjust things. And then we've got a little bitty tube of chain oil. Actually, there's not even anything in there. There's not even chain oil in there. Huh, well that stinks. I've got oil that I can put on it, but let's check out the saw itself. It looks like the chain's already mounted. We've got a safety lever type thing. 6-inch, 15 centimeters. It's all locked in place. 6-inch, 19.2 feet per second. That's pretty fast. It's reasonably light. It's got a finger guard here. Let me slide a battery into it. I don't know what charge level it is. I just want to feel how balanced it feels. That balances pretty well at about the trigger point. That's good. So I am going to take a little break here, because if I'm going to do this correctly, I'm going to start with a charged battery. So I will charge these up again. These feel very light. And then I'm going to figure out what they... I think I can use 3-in-1 oil as the chain oil. And if not, I'll go over to the hardware store and get some chain oil. So I'm going to charge the batteries, and I'll be back when one battery is fully charged. Battery is charged up. I've got my safety glasses handy. I've got the tools. They also included a screwdriver. I have them here in case we have to tighten the chain. Now, it's got a battery indicator, all green. One thing that I found was the power supply got very warm. Don't know if that means anything or not. Oh, I'm gonna pull that back off. Wow. Battery goes in kind of tight, which is fine. I'm going to put a little 3-in-1 oil on the chain. I should have gone over to the hardware store and gotten some chain oil, but I didn't want to. That should be good. Close that up. Now I'm going to hold this. I'm going to fire it up first. It's got a wrist strap that I may as well put on just in case it bucks out of my hand. Again, there's a safety button here. I assume, yes. Let's fire it up. Well, it certainly sounds good. Now I'm going to freehand this first one to see if it bucks a lot or not. Here we go. Well, that's a 1x2, and it cut it pretty well. Obviously, you can see it shredded it, but I'm not surprised at that. It is a chainsaw after all. Let me go again. Well, that seems to work about just fine. Get my hand untangled from it. I'll get this piece of firewood and see what that does. It's kind of big, but that's kind of the point. It's irregular size too, so we'll fire this one up. Well, look at that. Again, except for some edge fraying, which you would expect from a chain instead of a saw. Now I've got a 1x8, I guess. I'll take a run through here, see how that goes. It's going a little sideways just because I didn't clamp it. Well, I'll tell you what, lads and lassies, this seems to work pretty gosh darn well. And as you can see on this one, I hit a knot and it slowed it down a little bit. I had to give it a little more pressure, but it handled it perfectly well. Let me see if the charge went down. Charge didn't go down for that. So there you go. For 50 some odd bucks. And one, I'm going to pull the battery out before I check the chain tension. Chain got a little loose, but I can adjust that very easily. You just take this cover off. I'll show you how to do that. Take this cover off. It's just one little nut. Pull that off, and then somewhere in here is a chain tensioner adjustment. The picture doesn't really match. Oh, so it's changed. Here we go. I'll show you. The chain tension is this screw here, so you come at it from the front, not the side, which I initially thought, based on what I could see in, or the way I interpreted the picture. But that's not bad. Let me get it all back together. So I guess you don't need to pull the cover off to do the chain adjustment. There, it's back in. There's a little pin here that adjusts the tension. I'm going to go ahead and put the cover plate back on now that I realize that different than the instructions. There we go, it's on its peg again. And this time I'll be careful not to drop the bar away when I put the cover plate back on. I don't think, I'm not trying to get it back on. There we go. So you do have to loosen this nut, but you don't have to take it off. And we can adjust. There's a little hole in here that allows us to adjust the tension. So all in all, for $50, I'm pretty pleased with this. It's got utility. It cut through things pretty quickly. Let me make sure this still works. Yep. All in all, I'm very pleased with this. This is a good little buy if you find one of these for $50 on Amazon. I don't know how long the batteries are going to last or anything like that, or the durability of the device, but overall, pretty impressed. I can say if you need a tiny chainsaw to cut small limbs in your yard or whatever, get one of these. They're not bad. Hope you enjoyed the video.